Hi guys. Today I want to discuss a couple of names here, uh, and then I will also first I'll discuss a couple of names here. This was from one of our HP members, and then next what I will do is I will also discuss the railway names and what I intend to do, or I visualize myself to be doing in those names. So let's begin with LG equipment. So first of all, in anything you look should be looked at from a longer term perspective. So weekly time frame is what I look, and just trying to make some form of channel, because we know that things once moves, they sort of move inside a channel, right? So if this is the channel and this is a good enough channel, it has at least three or four touches at the bottom. You can this sort of sideways action looks like a continuation action, and hopefully at, let's say, by next week at least we should get this continuation. Okay. On a daily time frame, what you can see is that LG equipment has already gone sideways for a long period of time. Long in the sense, at least, what in a bull market, and that kind of a what you don't want this. So, in my opinion, this is not a bad action at all right now. Uptrend, uh, uh, continuation, then a small uptrend, and there is small uptrend and small basing. I would believe that the upshoot here is going to come. Um, can't say like when it is going to come, right? That's very difficult. Uh, if the horizon is like little bit long term, we can still hold this. Is my opinion, and my stop loss would be somewhere below here. If this comes and again gets that, that means that it doesn't have that much of strength, you know, and maybe there are better possibilities elsewhere. Exide Industries is a good name. I like it. As you can also see that it is already at the top of this huge sort of a channel, and there is there is a bullish on bullish on the cards. You can already say that this was a bullish breakout of the ascending channel, and right now this retest has been done and it is poised to move up. Okay. So yeah, somewhere here, if it breaches below this level and all, this could be where you would decide to get out. KPITECH, KPIT, right? So KPIT is also again a stock which I like, but the red volumes is something I which scares me, in the sense, it can always do something like this. But right now it looks okay. Uh, it looks like a base within this sort of a descending channel, and worst case scenario, it can come and again uh, test this lower, this one. But the structure wise, there is nothing really bad in KPIT. um, if you'd already been riding from here and want to sort of maybe ride it longer, then I would say you can hold. um, uh, Again, depends upon your time frame, right? So if you are a positional sort of a guy, there is nothing wrong in the stock as such till now. Minda Corp. So Minda Corp, generally this action is so so what is this right now? This is an uptrend and this is a base which is sloping up, right? And remember, what we discussed is that a base, when it's sloping up, it's actually a good thing, um, which could be true possible here. But here what I don't like is the volatility. So in the base, always you can see that, the even in the base which are sloping up because of higher strength, those bases also have less volatility in terms of or volume dry up, right? Minda Corp, I don't see that, and that is why I actually don't like this. Okay, again, nothing to say that this guy again cannot break out and go on, but if I had a choice, or to moving to a better stock, I would do that in this case. Phoenix Mills had a terrific candle today. I was hoping that today it would go straight up, because 1 to 3 days and volumes were already almost nil. But when this sort of action was happening, I was like, fuck it, like probably um, it's going to go down. But brilliantly, at the end of the day, this volume came which I was looking for, and this even has made it a better setup, because this is now a shakeout. This is a previous candle, and this has dipped far below that level, and also at the super trend 10 to level, and which, like I said, is a very nice area for you to watch out to see, which acts as a very nice reversal, this one. So in fact, if I were looking to trade this above 1658, would be a level where I would add. I mean, if someone is not already in, I am already in this from, I think, somewhere around here, so around 4% down. Also, size is also very high, so I would really love for this to now reverse. Railtail. So Railtail is a stock. Let's first see in here, this one. So I will not chat about Tatacom. Let's just first finish Tatacom. Tatacom is a good stock till now, at least. Um, uh, I sort of got out today because I don't want to lose money in this. Okay, that is why I got out. And if you can see on a weekly, it's actually a really nice uptrend, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth week of basing. Somehow the because of the the results. So here you can see consolidated net profit declines in fiscal Q1, and the decline is actually 30%, right? So that is like not a small amount, but um, one could actually still hold this with a stop loss, a very small stop loss, or a stop loss here. But again, because of the results, and because we also have a lot of other places where we can put our money, I sort of got out from here. But from a good setup still, Uh, Now, let's move on to discuss my three murtis, which I want to, I see them doing really well, and I want to be riding them for a long period of time, at least until when the bull market or the railway theme persists. So those three are RVNL, Railtel, and IRFC, and the hope is that if you can size them all up to 20-25% or so, and get like a 60 to 100% moves, uh, which I'll show you, I think is possible, then that would be a brilliant thing to do. So first up, let's begin with RVNL. So RVNL gave a signal today, okay, uh, and that was a really very nice signal. This was sort of anticipated, but it really thaka diya mere ko, So eventually I gave up here, and see, after it hit my stop loss GTT, it did not go beyond that point, okay. But again, we could not have known since when this sort of sideways movement would have gone. But today it came, and looks like a phenomena which is pan rail, uh, which is encompassing the whole railway sector. So all of these stocks sort of moved today, right? So now, looking at this is not a high tide flag, but a great weekly flag, right? And so the actual flag breakout would be above this level. So I just wanted to show you the structure in weekly. um, Such a nice structure, and again such a nice structure, right? So amazing, good stocks, great stocks, they do this. They go on for a long uptrend, then they base for quite some time, then they go on for another long uptrend, and then they base again. So most probably we are very close to that basing stage. Now there are two ways to look at it. One is to say that, hey, today was a breakout of sort of this slanting resistance. Okay, and that's why this was a peak entry, and I saw this entry above 120 or 423 in the 30-minute candle, but I just could not do anything because I did not have any funds, right? um, I was not nimble enough to sell some of my holding to make a way for this. Somehow I couldn't do that. So being said that, I mean, this 124.25ish would have been a perfect entry. You know, there is always a entry point which is near perfect. So that would have been today. But again, uh, maybe not everything is lost. And how one another way one could see this is that saying that, hey, the second T is not yet done, right? So this is the first T, then the second T would be somewhere here, and I can make a case saying that once it sort of reaches 131 level, there will be a third contraction which is going to come, and maybe that that would be another place where we can get in and have that perfect entry. So if that entry comes, I would be really I would be ready for that entry. Okay, so I will be watching this closely, and probably you will get updates from me on RVNL daily and 30-minute time frames. Okay, so I hope something like this happens, because not because of my sake, but because if this happens, then the base would be really perfect, you know, and that the move which would come, which would be really a great one in my opinion, and it could even do like further 100% from here. Nothing to say that it might not, you know. So that's RVNL, and I am honestly looking to have 20 to 25% in this counter. The next one is a rail tail. Now let's visit this in a weekly time frame, and as you can see, I have already been updating you guys about how great this setup is in my opinion. And so this was the inverse head and shoulder, kind of an IPO base, and if we go by this trend line neckline, the breakout is already done. I mean, the breakout week is this week. Okay, so in a longer time frame, you have a perfect entry right now. Okay, now on a daily time frame, the entry which I had was on this day, and that was a BB breakout entry. So this is the Bollinger Band squeeze, triple B, and then on this day I entered. I'm not exactly sure, probably a 136-ish around is what my entry is. But I only am 11% here, so I still have to probably double or at least add 9% more. And today would have been another good entry. Okay, so again, this if you see another way to look at this stock would also be to see in this kind of a channel, right? So chick, 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 and any sort of pullback here would be a good addition point in my opinion. Okay, so for people, those of you who have huge amount of sums to move and they are not psychologically ready to put directly 10-20%, I would suggest to you to put like 2.5 or 5%. That is a good way to, you know, go forward, and with every dip or kind of like that, or you know, every time it hits this channel a support, one could do that. And like I said, if the bull run is to be true, generally IPO based breakouts, the target goes like this. So from the base, so 83%, right? So 83% from the breakout point is what one can expect from technical analysis point of view. Of course, it can go even more than that. Sometimes it might not reach, but at least this helps in sort of anticipating that, you know, this sort of a move might come, and that's the point I'm trying to make here. Then the last one is IRFC. Again, I love this you see what's happened here. This was a very nice IPO base, breakout, flat base. Okay. And funnily enough, this was a stock which got allotted to me in when I used to apply for IPO. And none of the, like, I applied for probably 10 20 IPOs, but none of the good ones got allotted, and the one which did not work got allotted to me. But it still worked out, so it's a very nice learning for me. But you see what's happening here. This is the prior uptrend on weekly. This is the one T, and this is the second T. And my god, if this is second T, then so this is also a jacked cup and handle, right? So this is the cup and this is the handle, and see how beautiful this is. um, this is this is LTF, long tide flag, not high tide flag. um, so so in my opinion, it's again ready to go, and the ready to break out. Why from here I can say that is that from the handle itself there is 3T now. Okay, so where is the T? So this is the first T. There is T1 is about 20, 16%, 17%. T2, and this is again perfect VCP, like, perfect. Why? I'll tell you why it's perfect. Because a perfect VCP, not only the volatility contracts from left to right in terms of the tops to bottoms, the correction, but also in terms of time. So you can see first correction -16, -6. I would have liked this to correct more, but it's still a contraction, right, from 6.6 to 5.3. But you can see that how the time, in terms of time also, it's correcting. So first contraction was 34 days. Second contraction was 28 days, and the third contraction, which is probably not over, is 15 days. So you see, this is peak volatility contraction pattern, not only in here but also in time. And a good VCP should show these characteristics. And if you then combine it with the kind of volume dry up it is showing, man, there is nothing in this world which can stop this guy from breaking out and doing well. Okay, so then if that is the case, uh, one would say that this today's move was a move where, it sort of said that, hey, I am ready to now break out of at least the 30, right? The actual breakout point would be, let's say, above this pivot somewhere here, but today would be a cheat entry in my book. Okay, and again, it could be something like this. It could go there and then again, form a fourth T, 50 60 in smaller time frame, and I'm ready to hold this 20% for a week or two, given that I have got a very low risk entry, plus also given my conviction in the setup that it is going to take me higher places, right? So now the I was also very much looking forward to this kind of entry, because I got in the lowest point with size 20%, and also uh, why I was able to do 20%, because 10% stop loss in 10% is 1% of the portfolio, which is my risk tolerance. But even with 20%, my this it's quite below my still below my 1% per risk of this one, right? So this is why also I was more keen on adding here rather than the other two, because of this particular point wherein I could size it up and still have a smaller risk. Okay, so those are the three names I would like to discuss. I wanted to discuss, and another one, हाथ आते हम discuss कर लेते हैं यहाँ पे. This is something which I have quoted for quite a long time now. You guys also know this. I I I I traded this guy from here, but did not have the foresight to know that this guy could do something like this. But if this breakout comes, I know that this guy is also going places. So This was my first entry. This was my yesterday was my, or day before was my second entry, and I still would like to add some more when this guy decisively breaks out of this place, hopefully, right? So now, as you can see, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to have less names but very high conviction names, and slowly trying to, I'm not saying I am a positional trader yet, but I'm saying that that being a positional guy or having a fixed number of stocks with high conviction would probably be the way to go if the bull run here is to stay. Okay, again, a little bit longer video, but I hope you liked it. I hope things are a little more clearer. What's uh, yeah. See you guys soon. Have a good night.